Okay. Can you erase it? No, because I'm going to close that. Oh, I got it. Sorry. I thought it was still on the blackboard. Okay. So we talked about, before break, we talked about writing equations, which is what we just did on our warm-up. That was a half of a fail on my part. But the read it, write it ones, where you literally read it, 4 cheeseburgers, 3 medium fries, 2,290 calories. And it just writes itself. Those are the ones that are easy to write. Yes, Izzy? I don't have this paper. Okay. Number two is a little bit more complicated, where you're looking for things that are totals and coefficients. A coefficient we talked about is the number that goes with the variable that goes in the front of it. And this is where you look for units. This one was a little bit more confusing. Okay, but I just want to, let's look at letter D just a second. So this one said ice cream cones cost $1.10, sundaes cost $2.35, and then so we're looking at the totals. So 172 cones and sundaes and $294.20. This is a total that is money. So if this is money, then the numbers with the C and the S has to also be their money. And then you go, oh, the other one is usually the two things added together is how many? 172. Okay, over here, this was the other good one. Mac's wallet is full of $5 bills and $10 bills. That's money. So here's money. So $5 for a 5, $10 for a 10, and $230 is total. But he has 5s and 10s, and he has 25 of them. So usually one will be about money or something else that matches, units or whatever. And then this one is usually just a total of how many. We've got the same thing here where we're talking about points on a test. So 100 points, a 4-point question is worth 4 points. A 2-point question is worth 2 points. So points. And then here's the total. So usually they have one that uses the units and one that is just the total of the two things added together. Okay, now we're going to talk about the last one today. This one is the weirdest. This is the one, like if you can get this is extra credit on the test. I will flat out tell you this right now that it is extra credit. If you listen to me, this is not hard. But if you don't listen, you're gonna be like off in the weeds of math world. Just a second. I gotta find my paper here. Okay. So the last one is about comparisons. Okay, and when we talk about comparisons, remember, like you're comparing. That's not a good definition. My English teacher always said you can't use the same word in the definition. Like I'm defining comparison, you can't use the word compare in the same sentence. Like if you're going to compare with something, like if you compared Cameron and me, you would say Mrs. Douglas is shorter than Cameron, right? I'm relating me to Cameron. Like we're different. So quantities, when you compare, quantities are related to each other rather than a total. Okay, so the difference here is when we're talking about comparisons, there's not very often going to be a total, okay, or not two totals. So your strategy for this is to draw a picture. Or boxes, and I'll show you what I mean by that, to illustrate, and then you're going to do math to make the bars equal. I'll give you an example of that, okay? So a lot of times there will be one of these and then one of the other two kinds in the system, okay? So one equation will be about comparisons and one will be about totals or like a read it, write it one. So here's an example, okay? So we're going to write the words down. So it says a cookie has 50 less calories than 4 Tootsie Rolls. Okay, so first of all, do you see that it's comparing two things? What are we comparing? Between cookies and how many Tootsie Rolls? 4. So we're comparing cookies and 4 Tootsie Rolls. Okay, so there's a comparison. The 50 is not the total. So that's what I want you to see. Like, we're just used to, because for most kind of equations we write, we're used to being like, oh, that's the equals. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's the equals. If I was going to draw a picture, I would draw a picture and I'd be like, okay, I'm going to label this cookies. That's what I mean by draw some bars or some boxes. Okay, so cookies, there's my cookies. It just represents cookies. But my cookies has 50 less calories than 4 Tootsie Rolls. So I'm going to draw this box and it has less calories than 4 Tootsie Rolls. So do you see how that picture illustrates what we've got going on? The cookies have less calories than 4 Tootsie Rolls. So I'm comparing, I'm just drawing a picture. My brain thinks like height, okay? Because that's how my brain thinks. Maybe that's just being a short person. You just think that way. Okay, the cookie has 50 less calories than 4 Tootsie Rolls. Now, there's the picture part, super easy. And now we're going to do math to make the bars equal. So what would I have to do to make those two things equal? Like, what math would I need to do to either bring this bar up or bring this bar down? Okay, we're going to be... Okay, so you guys are on the right track, but the answer is actually sitting in here. How much less are the cookies? 50. So if I want to make them equal, I would literally add those 50 calories back in. And that would make them equal because I'm filling in the gap of how many calories that they're low. So my equation then becomes C plus 50 equals 4T. Now that you get what I mean by the 50 is there, what's the other thing I could have done? I could have subtracted the 50 from the 4T, right? That would have brought it down. Okay? So, turn page. So, letter G. Letter G says a large McDonald's chocolate milkshake has 720 more calories than a double cheeseburger. Okay, so let me pause. Is this about totals or is it about comparing? This is comparing. That first sentence is comparing what two things? The milkshake and the burger. So let's draw the picture. Okay, let's draw the bars. So we've got a chocolate milkshake. So I'm going to go M for milkshake.
You're frozen.
Ugh, I am frozen. Okay, there you go. Okay, my chocolate milkshake has more calories. We don't worry about how many right now. Has more calories than a double cheeseburger. So I'm going to say it has more calories than a cheeseburger. Milkshake, cheeseburger. You guys track with me here? Now, I have to make an equation. That's why I'm making them equal. I want to make them equal because I have to make an equation. Equation has that root word of equal. So what can I do? What do I do to make them equal?
Subtract 720
From?
the milkshake.
So I could take off of here minus 720, or I could do what? Nope, that's different. Or I could add the 720 to this side to make them equal. I tend to add, but if your brain thinks subtract, it's totally fine. It's the same. So And I know it's 720 because it tells me this is how much the gap is, right? That's how much the gap is in calories. The calories has less, or the cheeseburger has less. And so we have to bring him up, or else we have to subtract the milkshake. So the equation would be what?
C plus 720 equals N.
Now, McKinley also said, I just want to show you this, you don't have to write it down. She said we could have subtracted 720 from the M. So I would have M minus 720 is equal to C. What would happen if I subtract, like I could make that into this. These are the same because I could add the 720 to the other side using math, right? Using equation math. They're the same thing. So it doesn't matter if you choose to subtract or you choose to add, it's okay. You just can't subtract from the C because you would make him extra lower. And you don't want to do that. Okay, you want to make him equal. Now, here's the second sentence. 2 cheeseburgers and a large shake have 2,040 calories. Now, is that about comparing? No, it's just a sentence. That's a read it, write it one. What would you write your equation for that one?
2C plus L equals 2,040.
Yeah. I used M, but yeah. Okay, so here's our 2 equations. So M equals C plus 720. Question for you. I didn't stack them up on top of each other. Would you substitute or eliminate?
Substitute.
Yeah, why?
Because you have more M.
You have M equals. Please substitute. Okay, I want to have you solve that one. We won't solve all of them today, but we will solve a couple of them today. Oh, yep, because it had the ink on there. Yep, good catch. Otherwise, we're going to have some massively large calories, right? Massive.
So would I subtract the 2C?
So bear with me, this is a substitution. Oh, yeah, this. Yep. You did. You did it right. Put that in front. Yeah, because there's nothing to distribute. Is this too?
So now look over here. Do you have any like charts? For TC?
This. So this doesn't distribute because it doesn't like. So it's just 2C plus, there's nothing to distribute. So we're gonna get out to 720. You know, make sure that I got, because you found cheeseburger.
You're going to hear me just say
What do you on your?
Alright.
This makes so much sense.
You get better at
Yeah. What is that?
You got what?
So, but that's plus, so.
Your C.
So how many C's you got there?
Salary.
Yeah, so 3 C's plus that.
So I'm here, I subtracted 2 or the 14.
Okay, this is not a distribution here because there's a plus. So there's nothing to distribute because there's no number.
I really
So
know
this
that.
is 2
I
3 C's.
know, what time you can.
Plus 720. Yes, that's correct.
There's now requests for substitutes.
I think we were about to get into it.
We don't know how to implement or.
Liam, what'd you get for milkshakes?
I don't know, I couldn't figure it out.
Because you're yapping and not studying.
No, I was writing it down and then I got confused and then I asked Trina and then I asked her about it.
Thanks for at least owning that you were way off. Okay. Hello. Let me have your face up front, please. And your mouth's closed. Okay. This is substitution. This goes in here. Now, I 100% appreciate you guys using your parentheses like I taught you. Like, that makes my heart so happy. Whoops, that's an equal sign. Okay. Now, here, nothing distributes because what's the number in front of the M? Right here. This is a 1. So if you want to put a 1 there, that's fine. Distribute the 1, though. Don't distribute the 2C. 2C is not touching the parentheses. So if you're going to distribute a 1, it's just the same. 720 and 2040. So you're here. What do you want to do there? Okay. So that's 3C plus 720 equals 2040. Or you could have subtracted the 720 first. That's okay. You'll end up in the same place. So you end up with 3C equals 1420. Is that right? And then what? Oh, 13. Yep. Then what are you going to do? Divide by 3. So C is 1440. Now, we're still looking for how many calories are in each. So if C is 440, I almost said. If C is 440, what is M?
1,160.
Yeah, so really, go right here, add the 720. You know that it's more. And then don't forget, I know it's been like 2 weeks since we talked about this. How many calories are in each item? So 440 calories in a double cheeseburger. And then 1,160 calories in a large shake. That's a lot. Okay, let's take a look at letter H. Okay, at McDonald's, first sentence. At McDonald's, a packet of ranch dressing has 10 more calories than 8 side salads. You guys, I want you to stop and think about that. The ranch dressing has more calories than 8 salads. That's crazy. The McDonald's website. Yep. Okay. I don't know. I made that up. Okay, anyway. Are we comparing or am I giving you totals? They used to. We're comparing. So we're comparing what two things? Ranch and specifically how many salads? Yeah. So let's draw our picture. We've got ranch dressing has more calories than 8 salads. So how are we going to put 8 salads? Yeah, 8S. Make sure that your S does not morph into a 5 here. That would be bad. Ranch dressing, more calories than 8 salads. It looks like 85. But what are you going to do to make those equal? Plus 10 to? Yeah, plus 10. Okay. So remember the 2 bars have to be equal. So what is the equation?
1, so R plus
Equals 8. I heard the 8S plus 10 also. Once you draw the bars and make them equal, writing the equation is easy because you literally just write what you see. R equals the 8S plus the 10. Here's the next one. 3 side salads and 2 packets of ranch dressing have a total of 400 calories. So are we comparing? No. Okay, what's the equation for that?
3S plus 2R equals 400.
Yep. Okay. Now, the nice thing I like about these, if you like substitution, most of the time these ends up as a substitution question. So I would like you to substitute that one just for the sake of practice. Okay, so please solve that guy. Make sure that you're answering the question in words.
Stop talking about random Halloween things.
I'm trying to tell you, but you're not.
Where's our?
That's a problem, huh?
This is
What are you doing with this? Yeah, what are you supposed to, that's what I'm saying, what are you supposed to be doing? There you go.
Oh, I did it. Now we have 2 times. No, they don't talk to us.
To the ugly one.
Yeah.
So right here, like, it's there, and you multiply that and you minus this one. Now go, you should be fine after that.
So you gotta do the string.
Yes, sir. Make sure they're catching yes.
Oh, I'm like,
Well, because it looks like 5, doesn't it? Well, don't use S very often. Don't use S very often. How you doing back here?
Like after distributed or before? Before. DS plus 2. Parentheses. AS plus 10. Yep. Equals 400. Do you get that?
There you go. Time to mistake.
I did.
Yep. Yep, you're good.
Would you get after? I got S. See, did you get that?
She tried to alphabetize activity.
Yeah.
3S plus 16.
This is 4.
3 times 20.
That's gonna be
Wait,
Oh,
so
you
are distributing to the
how do you switch that?
You don't put.
Because
You're trying to find.
yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Oh, I have to answer. The first one is right, the S is right. Yep.
So I got to here. Does this look right?
Still 2R.
So 96 plus 2R, 62.
Subtract that. No.
Oh my god.
Yeah. You know what, Ology, I think that is right. But why?
I'm so smart.
Yeah, other people are. Okay. So, what do we get for calories in a side salad? 20. Okay. How many calories in ranch dressing? Yeah,
I think some of you have 120. Either that or I read your 20 or your 2 is a 7. Okay. Remember, substitution. This goes in for R. So 3s plus 2. This one a little bit better because you have a distribution, so you're more used to that. Distribute. 3s plus 16s plus 20 equals 400. So subtract the 20. 19s is equal to 380 and divide. So s is 20. Sorry, brain fart right there. You guys, I would put my s back in the first one, but you can put it in this one. It's just more work. This is less work. So r equals 8 times 20 plus 10. 160 plus 10, 170. That's your r. Okay, now let's talk about Billy here. Yeah, see, and you're not the only one. So we gotta be really careful about using the s, right? It ends up morphing into a 5 really easily. Okay, so first sentence right here. Some people's just do. Okay. So letter I says at Billy's preschool, they have bicycles and tricycles with a total of 57 wheels. Now, is that comparison? Nope, it's just about bicycles and tricycles, right? So I gave you a total. This is sneaky. Okay, that's why we're talking about this one. I gave you a total. What's the total of? Wheels. So let's talk about this. Where the question wants us to know how many bicycles and how many tricycles there are. So what variables do you want to use? Let's use B and T. Now, the total is 57. 57, and you guys, I wouldn't write this in my equation, but for us, I'm just going to write wheels. If we're using bicycles and tricycles, what number has to go with B?
1, 2, like 4.
What?
2.
Because there's 2 wheels. Because there's 2 wheels on a bicycle, not 4.
Would be a car.
That would be a car. Yikes. Okay, so 2B, because, you guys, this is the one where we're talking about the total has to match. If we're talking about wheels here, we darn well better be talking about wheels over here. So then what does the other one have to be?
3, just T. Because there's a, 3. I was thinking of a unicycle.
You were thinking of a unicycle. So 3T. Because tricycles have 3 wheels. Now, they're not going to tell you that. Right? They're not going to tell you that in the equation because this is one that they're going to be like, you should know how many wheels are on a tricycle or a bicycle.
It's also.
You know, some of us don't. If you couldn't tell.
Yep, I know. Yikes.
Wait, how many are
I do too.
Yeah, I was thinking about training wheels. Sure.
Okay. Gabe, did you get that answer?
Yeah.
Just for the sake of discussion, pretty sure I don't know any preschools that are letting their children ride unicycles, but how many tires on a unicycle?
7.
Unicycles is 1.
1. Unicycle is 1.
Bicycles.
Yeah. Whoever said unicorn, that's the correct relationship. Unicorn, unicycle. Okay. Unibrow. Okay, so the number of bicycles, this is a lot of things in here. The number of bicycles is 3 less than 3 times the number of tricycles. That's a lot of 3s. So let's talk about the fact that we are comparing. Okay, what are we comparing?
The number of bicycles.
Bicycles with?
The number of tricycles.
Nope. Look right here.
Comparing the amount of.
It's right here.
3 times the number of tricycles.
We're comparing the number of bicycles with 3 times the number of tricycles. Okay, so bicycles is less than 3 times the number of tricycles. So how do we write 3 times the number of tricycles?
Times 3.
3t, right? So that one's just weird because it was kind of like the salad where we were comparing ranch with 8 salads. Now we're comparing bicycles with 3 times the number of tricycles. Okay, now read this sentence one more time. The number of bicycles is 3 less than 3 times the tricycles. So you add 3. Okay. Yep. B plus 3 equals 3t. Okay. Now, here's what I would like you to do. So tomorrow, I want to listen to me very carefully. Tomorrow, I'm going to give you a piece of paper that just has story problems on it, and you're going to have to write the systems. So I think what I would like to do today is I'd like you to snag a whiteboard and a marker and eraser, and we'll just practice writing. We're not going to solve. We're just going to practice writing. Okay? So snag yourself a whiteboard, a marker, and eraser.
So we're not doing homework?
Today, no. Tomorrow, yes.